Welcome back everyone to the next installment of the BSG build. It's been now, I think 4 to 5 months since the previous video, so it's quite a while. I've been spending the last month casting kits and getting them out. So now I'm able to get back to my kit and get it complete for the videos to go online. So what I want to go over today is the pods, specifically the pod armor, how you can light them, how you can hold them together with and then upgrade to lighting later if it's your option. And then I'm going to show the landing deck options, or what you can do there to light them as well. And then the inner plates. Okay, so these are armor plating for the pods. It might be a bit light because it's white, but it's got the Galactica written on the side over here. I mean, obviously. The thing is, this the resin over here is white. So what's convenient over here for me is I can paint this and then just sand down where it says Galactica and it'll be white. If you get a part that's not white, then you might have to paint. Well, you'll need to paint it white because obviously I don't use the same resin all the time. I try to, but it's not always possible, or depending on the supplier. So of significance to the pods, what I want to show you guys, specifically with this part where the Galactica is written on, at the bottom I've actually put or made an opening, or a open groove along the edge, so you can drill through for lighting to light up the Galactica sign or writing, and then you can run the wiring along this groove and then into the pod. So that'll be quite nice if you do that lighting. The rest glues on as per usual, except the next tricky one is this E-shaped one that goes between the two arms. Okay, you're going to need to either sand down the edges to get it in, or sand down the pod parts to get it in. Okay, but if you're not gluing it together and you want to upgrade to lighting later, the nice thing is this actually will hold the two parts together. Okay, your arms hold it together, but this will add extra strength to it. And as well as your red front ring pod armor. So as you can see in this one, it's actually, there's a gap between the top and the bottom. You can specifically see that on this back one. So example is this ring, the small ring. If I put that on now without glue, it actually holds it together. So you do not need to glue this on if you want to do lighting, unless you're doing lighting straight away. There will be a lighting kit, so there should be a lighting kit, but it's your option now to not glue it together, and then do put your part together, your kit together, and then upgrade later. Okay, so it's very, very convenient, in my opinion. Okay, so those are significant ones in there. The next one is the at the back of the pod. It's not really seen in the series. There's a bunch of plates. Yeah, the lights might be too bright over here. You can see there, bunch of square plates, or well, I mean longish plates. Okay, so they go on the rear end, or on the inside. I'll take the pod off now, I'll show you guys. But there's one specific one that's different to the rest. They go on the outside, and that's in the manual. So please look at the manual before you build the model. The manual isn't complete up to now, but it will be, well, shortly, because I plan on finishing this kit pretty soon. But if you want it accurate, then the one of these on each side of this pod is not the same on the inside. Okay, so what I'll show you guys now is the landing deck. So in your kit you will receive a sheet. It's not stickers, it's not decals. It's actually printed on gloss paper to keep it thin. I didn't want to do it photographic paper. That is this landing deck. Okay, so they will need to be cut out and glued onto your landing deck parts. Okay, so I've cut one out. Use a blade to cut it. I use scalpels. Okay, it's very sharp. So take this. I use Patix power glue. Okay, use something that's, don't use wood glue because that's got water in it. You don't want it to wrinkle up. And then just put a layer down and then try and keep it, cut down a little bit on the edges just to make sure it fits between these pylon nubs that stick out. And then just to the edge of where the detail is. And glue it on. You'll see on mine I've got a small bubble on here. Some of them might have. Just fill those bubbles up. Okay, there might be minor bubbles, but they not in really detailed areas. I do everything pressure casting, so there shouldn't be. Except this is not pressure cast, this is outside. Okay, so how it looks then is like that in the pod. So I'll take this pod apart to show you guys how it looks. You notice also the screw is underneath where the where that E section goes in. So the only issue over here is going to be if you glue it in, you won't be able to unscrew the pods. You won't be able to take them apart. So try, if you want to take it apart, don't glue don't glue the E in. Okay, so there you go. And screw the I think this one might be stripped. If you find a stripped screw, what I do normally, I haven't done it yet with this one, is I use UV glue. And I just put the blob of UV glue in there, rub it in with a toothpick, harden it, and it lines the edges of the area where you did a tap. And then just re-tap it right through the UV glue. UV glue, I think I have shown it on the front of the manual of what you need, but it's actually, oh, here we go. So this is what I'm using for UV glue. It's called Bondic. Comes with the light and everything. It's very handy for me for tapping, for re-tapping. Okay, so here again, let's take this. So while I'm holding it like this, I'll just show you guys, here are those areas where these parts go on. And you see this one here looks different, it's slightly angled. Okay, so look at the manual, the way I've actually cast them is in the right orientation. Okay, so if you want to take it apart, you can glue that on, glue it on the bottom section. So that all you have to do is just it'll slide in and it'll still look like it's joined on. That's what I'm going to do because I'd like to light my kit. Okay, so there's your the glued on landing deck. Okay, now it's a bit bright in here, so it looks a lot better in person than what it actually looks on this picture or this video. Okay, so very easy. What I've done is I've left space at the bottom of the lower section of the pod for wiring, so you can actually drill, if you want to have the landing flashing, you can drill little holes, put LEDs or fiber optics in, run it along there, up the sends, and then your pod itself is actually hollow. And so it's quite nice to actually, you can drill a hole through, run your wiring through to the inside, and this just clips on. And then have a clip to clip it on, you can take it off if you want to. Okay, so yeah, that's that for that. Pretty easy section. What I'm going to do next is I'm going to paint these, decide if I'm going to do this white thing or paint it white. I'll see how it looks. If you do this, use hairspray first and then it'll come off easier. So put hairspray, just spray hairspray into a can or into a bottle, use a brush it on, let it dry, spray it with your, it only works with acrylics. Spray acrylic, rub it off if you're happy, or put the decal on first, then rub it off. Matter of fact, I think I'll do that. It will be easier. Okay, and as I mentioned before, the decals I recommend 3 sheets, one with a round circle. If you're doing blood and chrome, 2 to 3 sheets. I'm not sure because I'm not doing the upgrade. Okay, not on this kit anyway. I don't have time. If I had time, I would do it. Okay, so thanks. Till the next one. Cheers.